Mike Machal here in the Royal Examiner Studio, and with me today are the ladies from the library. We have Grace Green. Is that correct, Grace?
Yes.
I see. You didn't think I'd remember, did you? And Machal Ashby.
Yes.
I don't remember what you do there. You're one of some reference coordinator there. Tell me what's your title.
I'm an adult reference assistant.
Okay.
So I'm on the adult side most of the time. I handle all the graphic novels and DVD and video games and just program them and then release them.
All the kids stuff for big kids.
Well, I like that, yes.
She used to be with me on the children's side
Okay.
as a part-timer, so it's really neat.
Yes, I know she was moved up through the ranks.
Yeah, I'm slowly filling the library with different people.
You know, it's hard to believe, though. It's April already. Well, our April schedule is coming up already. Mm-hmm. So what is happening? We got anything finishing out March? A couple little things, probably.
We do, but we have so many exciting things for April.
I
If
think
you
you're
don't
closed
mind,
over the holiday, right? Over the Easter. You're closed on Sundays anyway.
Sunday
Yeah.
we're closed. I know, but we're open Saturday.
Which is starting, and then Monday will be April.
I know, and we have some really fun things in April. And
Okay.
would you want to start? Or you want me to
Sure,
start?
go ahead and
Yeah.
start, Grace.
So one really big and fun thing about April is that we're going to be experiencing a solar eclipse. So
Yes.
we're going to have, I'm so excited. So we're going to have a solar eclipse watch party. That's April 8th at 1:45 p.m.
Yeah, this is happening in the middle of the day, right?
Yeah.
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 So you'll be able to see, I'm pretty sure we're going to see 80% totality. So that'll be exciting. So you can come here, come to the library, and we'll give you glasses, and you can enjoy snacks, and then bonding experience with everyone, and witness something that only appears once every 20 years.
Yes, I can remember those things. We have they cut across the United States, and you can see where people go crazy to go see that stuff. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Travel to go see the total eclipse. You know, so
It's kind of magical. Like I
It is.
remember the last one, it sort of looked just really dark everywhere, and I just thought it was like really neat. Like I don't know, it just seemed
It's cool.
really different.
it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else is happening?
Yeah.
What are we doing on April 1st? Anything? cool?
April Fool's Day. That's my husband Cecil's birthday.
That's my
Can you
anniversary.
imagine?
That's my anniversary.
See, it's so much fun when there's birthdays and anniversaries
That's
on April
People
Fool's
say,
Day.
as soon as I say, well, that's my anniversary, they all laugh.
Yes, as soon as I say it's my husband's birthday, they all laugh. So I get it.
All right. Well, we are doing music and movement April 1st.
Okay.
But so other things we're doing is I'm just going to jump into adult programs.
Okay.
So we're going to have not one, but two photography programs. One is Sunset and Night on April 6th, and the other one is Bluebells and Wildflowers on April 13th. And these are both not meeting at the library. So Night and Sunset Photography, April 6th. They are meeting at Colors Overlook at Shenandoah River State Park. And that's where you're going to capture the sunset and then discussing how to take photos at nighttime. I, for one, have...
Sure.
Is Sharon Fisher teaching that?
Normally she is. It
I
doesn't
bet it's
specifically
her.
say.
She's incredible.
Oh, she's amazing.
She's probably the one that's highly
And
talented.
that park is so underappreciated by our local community. It's a really neat state park we have right down the street. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's
I need to
lovely.
check it out more. I'm always at Easton Park.
Yeah.
And I was at Gertrude Miller for the Easter event, but I need to check this one out.
All right, so is that all you're going to do for the adults? That's all we
No.
got?
No.
He's teasing you.
That's only for the sunset and night photography. So the Bluebells and Wildflowers, so it's the Shenandoah River State Park Visitor Center, and they're going to meet there and then walk down the boardwalk trail near the Wright campground and photograph flowers.
Okay.
Just in time for Easter. And then we also have fall prevention workshop. And this is not fall as in the season fall. This is
Right.
fall as in preventing falling down. And that is a workshop on osteoporosis, fall prevention, and balance led by a physical therapist with over 30 years of clinical expertise.
You know, that's real important, too, because I remember when my mother-in-law, she just slipped out of the low sofa chair just 12 inches and broke her hip just
Are
from
you
that.
kidding me?
Just from that little tiny
Oh.
fall. And there's all sorts of little things like that. We, when we're young, we can take those.
Yeah.
But she had that osteoporosis, and,
Yeah.
but we don't realize that how falling is so critical as you get older. We got to really, and it's easy. It's not easy. There are ways to help you to prevent that, and that's great.
No, it's true. And the awareness. Because,
Yeah.
like, my grandmother was just gardening and she broke her hip.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah.
You just got to watch. You can't do the things you did when you were 50.
It just
Yeah.
danger everywhere.
Yeah, danger, Will Robinson. Okay.
Well,
Well, but also, we are going to have a couple informational programs. We have the Phoenix Project, and they're coming to provide crisis intervention, support counseling, safety planning. And we're also having ARE come in. That's April 3rd, and that is we get free testings for STI, HIV, hepatitis B, and C for free. So it's always good.
And hepatitis C is something that people don't even think about. We all hear about it, but it's one of those long-term
so I think they say
underlying.
it's a silent killer.
Yeah, it
Isn't
is,
that what
yeah.
it's called?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's that, and then Books and Beyond, what I host. You should come. It's really fun.
Bugs and Beyond.
Books
Oh,
and
Books.
I would personally love if it was Bugs and Beyond,
Yeah.
but I think that's not everyone
Did
would
you see
agree.
that article? Did you see the article I put about eating insects and the crickets?
Yes, I love
people
that.
went on there. Oh, don't eat that. And of course, some people did get on
Guess
there.
who's
And say,
eating a cricket?
Oh.
It was seasoned.
But a lot of cultures, that's not an odd thing.
Well, mine was for a Fear Factor teen program and at the library.
Crunch,
so
I mean.
and honestly, the teens had a blast with it, and we bought them. It was safe. I didn't get a leg stuck in my tooth. So.
Oh, good. That is something to worry about.
Well, what about Bad Romance? Whose department does that fall under?
Oh, that's ours. Erin. She's now our library
Amazing director.
Yeah.
She's the one still doing it this month.
I knew she wouldn't give that.
Give it up. She loves that one. She talks about it all the time.
I've joined the dark side. I've also joined Bad Romance. It is
Nice.
so much fun. This month, April's month, the theme is Fae.
Oh, fairies?
Yeah, fairies.
Oh.
But specifically Fae, they're not as nice as fairies.
Oh,
But it's also Bad Romance, so you don't know what you're going to read or watch.
that's so neat.
So tell Erin I asked about her Bad Romance. There we go.
We will, and you should see her next week.
Yes, good. We're going to
Yeah.
have her in. That's great. I think it's great that it's a good hire. Good hire. So what about the
Excellent
kitty side?
hire.
What do we got going on over there?
So we have so many fun things, and April starts with. Before I go through the main, the general events that we always have, I want to highlight the special ones. We have a Mad Hatter's Tea Party for special needs of all ages. And they're going to come in. They're going to have some delicious treats. We're going to have a hat contest. So come with your silly hat. We're going to have very unusual types of lemonade, different colors. It's an Alice in Wonderland
Sure, it'd be great.
effect.
Fun.
So that I'm super excited about. And then the week after, because we have a lot on Saturdays, we have for the teens Dungeons and Dragons. And these are kind of unique Dungeons and Dragons. They're one-offs. So we have a wonderful senior teen volunteer. He's about to go to college. And he helps us with Dungeons and Dragons. He's, dungeon master. And he does a marvelous job. So he creates an entire world and quest just in those couple of hours.
Great.
So that has proved to be very popular. But then on the 20th, speaking of parks, the children's department is at Easton Park for another wonderful story walk. This time we are highlighting the story Duck, Duck, Dinosaur. A very, very cool story. And we're going to be doing a scavenger hunt and a craft. So it's going to be a really special story walk, and hopefully it'll be a beautiful day. For those of you who have not been to Easton Park, right now all the bluebells are blossoming. It is such a lovely place to walk, and it's so nice because every couple of months we put a new story out so that in addition to seeing the beautiful wildlife, you always have a cute children's
One
story.
thing nice about those stories, you walk and you stop and read the story, right?
Yes.
So it's kind of an excuse. Instead of saying, I'm out of wind, you just say, I got to read this story.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Oh, come on now.
It's what's really neat. A lot of adults come up to us
yes.
while we're changing, and they're like, "We love this." So it means a lot to me that even adults are reading it without kids.
Yeah,
I love that.
They use it as their break.
Maybe. I'm not sure. They just love it. And then for the regular programs, it's really important to remind you we have a wonderful program every Monday called Music and Movement, and we introduce early yoga movements and very simple board books and music to babies and toddlers.
Yeah.
And it's really a pre-literacy program. Studies have proven that as you get them into movement and singing and all of that, it really sets the brain up to get ready for reading. So
I've seen
it's
some
so
of those
important.
little videos, I think you showed me the kids moving.
Yeah, it's so important, but it's also just a lot of fun.
Sure.
And then on Wednesdays, we have toddler and preschool story time, which is one of my favorites. And we have a very special one. Once a month, we have the Sheriff's Department, and they come in. They're coming in next on the 24th, and it's always at 11, and we have someone from the Sheriff's Department read a story, and they all do a really, really good job. We've had Terry Fritz doing that. The last one, Crystal Klein has done several. Major, I forget his last name. And then yesterday we had Eric, and he obviously loves silly stories, and so we just have been having a blast
You let
with
them
it.
pick out their own stories?
If they want to, they can.
Okay.
So far, they seem to really like what we pick out.
Okay.
I will say I did the story time yesterday, and I sort of teased Eric. I said, well, you could do all the songs with me too, like caterpillars creep and caterpillars crawl. And you should have seen the look I got. He's like, the story is good. I do like to tease a bit. In addition to that, every Tuesday we have a Homeschool Hub or Science Scouts, and they're both designed to introduce scientific principles to the kids. One is geared more towards homeschoolers, and one is geared towards public schoolers. But they're both fantastic. One is in the morning, one is in the afternoon.
Okay.
And so those are the things that I would like to highlight for this month. We do have, and I know you wanted to bring it up, a very special large event.
Yes.
Taste for books.
Drum roll.
Yes,
The
that.
27th of April.
Yes.
This is like your big thing for the year, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, next to Sammy.
It's our most,
Well,
but
no,
it is
we-
our, yes.
We got to save that for Aaron. So.
But it is our most important fundraiser. And as, a public library, we do have to raise a lot of our own funds
Sure.
in order to put out as many programs as we do and do as much for the community as we do. And so you can come and support the library, but you can also have a blast. I mean,
'cause
I don't
what's
know if you
the
want
theme
to.
this year?
Yeah, I don't know if you
It's
want
always
to elaborate
themed.
there.
So it's British invasion, and so
You got a British accent to give us?
no, absolutely not.
I don't say you don't.
Okay, so I'm gonna read the little blurb. Taste for books, British invasion, and explore the rich literature, cultural legends, and unforgettable lyrical contributions of the United Kingdom. Come dressed as your favorite British icons and characters. Attendees can enjoy delicious food and drink, bid on brilliant silent action items, and play games for the chance to win prizes.
It's a wonderful evening.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
But there's just so many neat things about it because there's not only delicious food, but we have people from the community that come in.
Sure.
And they're the ones that create these beautiful tables, but they also share about like what they're doing. And so it's a great way to get to know the entire community, be a little theatrical, dress up,
Sure.
have wonderful food, but also there's beer, there's wine, there's all sorts
Yeah,
of things
yeah.
to try. And so if you're curious about different beers and wines, you also get to try them.
People
Yeah.
love to dress up and do something stupid that they don't normally.
It's a lot of
It's kind of like
fun.
going to Halloween or SammyCon. It's kind of like, I can be a kid and no one will think otherwise.
So it's funny. So I've always loved using like weird voices when I read stories and things like that because you lose yourself into like a
Sure,
different
sure.
character. But I never used to like dressing up. And then once I was always part of Taste for Books, I really got into dressing up because you lose yourself in your character.
Yeah. Who
And
did you go with under time travelers?
I was Marie Antoinette.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what I was.
I had this huge wig. I remember that.
I had what I was written down on my hand, so whenever people asked me, I would just read it.
Because
Oh my goodness!
She's too young. She didn't even know who these people were.
Do you know who Marie Antoinette is?
Yes, I do.
So what are you going to do for British invasion?
Oh, I think I'm.
Mary Poppins.
I like that idea.
I think I'm going to be working in the Sherlock Holmes area.
Oh. Did you see that movie, Enola Holmes?
I adored that movie.
It's great.
And my daughter adored that movie. I
Yeah.
think that's an incredible movie, but it shows that girls can solve mysteries and be strong.
It was a fabulous. It was
yeah,
a great
it was incredible.
make on what they did.
Even
sorry to interrupt you, but
No, that's what makes it interesting. But even like the settings, Did you see that movie?
No, I didn't.
so we can do British when we're doing our tea. We can,
The little finger.
You have to, yes. And so we might be wondering, how can we participate in Taste for Books?
okay.
You can become a sponsor, donate a silent auction item, contribute food or decorations, become a table host. Now that one's really fun because you could just set up a table with your own theme.
Yep.
And then you can also purchase an ad or you could buy tickets. And you'll be helping us and the
Yeah.
community.
Yeah. And Grace will get paid next week. That's
Oh,
See how big her eyes get?
no, it's a great.
It's a wonderful
the
night.
library
It's one of my
makes
favorites.
it fun. It makes learning fun. How's that?
Thank
you like
you.
that? Lou?
We try.
I'm just still amazed at all the things that you do there and how
Thank
you
you.
enrich the community with the programs. And people just think about books, but there's more than books at Samuel's. So
But
it's
we're
great.
so lucky because we have partnerships, and these are just some of the partnerships with Rotary, Elks, Kiwanis, Lowe's, Parks and Rec. We did something with ARC. Well, we did a ton of stuff with ARC, State Farm with our Easter program.
Sure.
And it just goes on and on and on. And so it means the world to all of us that there's all of these outside organizations that are willing to connect to us.
Right. It's not the
So-
library, but what the Kiwanis and the several other people, Dr. Zunka and the Kiwanis and the Rotary, they bought those books for the elementary schools. And when kids get rewarded for doing something great, they give them a token and they get a book. Did you
I
know
love
that? You didn't know
that.
that?
No.
It's so cool. They got these little storybooks. So that's kind of indirectly coming back to the library
Yeah.
to get kids interested in reading. So, and they get to pick the books, like 30 different books, and they get to pick out
I love
their own.
that.
So it's a great thing. And I think we've gone to this digital age, and it's just like I did a story recent about cursive writing. We've kind of lost that art. And I think reading is just the bare minimum we have to do, and I don't think it's,
Well,
I think it's coming back.
It is coming back because, like this year for Winter Reading Club, I was so grateful. When we first started that years ago, we only had 100 kids. And, think in the summer we have over 1,000 children and teens that participate, which is pretty incredible if you think about it. We had over 400 this year. And not only did we have over 400, we had kids coming in all the time for the prizes and to show us what they've read and to talk about what they're reading. So I don't think it's a lost art. I think that kids are getting back into it. Teens are getting back into it. And I think the problem is a lot of times they don't have the opportunity to talk about a book they're passionate about. And so they need to come to the library or come wherever they can do that. And you just say, how was your book? What was the main character like? And it's so cute how excited they get.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure you all remember, like I know as a child, I adored going to the library, and my poor mother, and she's so incredible, so I'm not surprised she did this, but I would take out a stack of 10 to 20 books, and my poor mom, I would say, Mom, on the way home, because it was 30 minutes away, I went to the library near my dad's shoe store, and she would listen to every book jacket of every book. Because somehow the book was not as much fun to read if my mother hadn't heard the book jacket. So...
Show off.
No, I was really a nerdy kid. I mean, that's pretty
she's
nerdy.
not- and she's not
And
now.
I'm not now. I'll own my nerdiness.
All right. Anything else we want to add before we close this thing out?
I don't know. Was there
That was
anything?
the main thing.
Yeah.
His taste for books.
We want to give a shout out to Erin Rooney, our new
Absolutely.
library director, and we want to make fun of her because we can do that.
We adore Erin. So
Bad romance, Erin. Bad romance.
Yep.
Oh, it's so much fun.
But she used to be the head of adult services,
Right.
and I think she's an incredible new director.
Yeah.
And we all I loved working with her as head of adult department, so I knew I would
Grace
love her
is
as
no
my boss.
schlock over here. I mean, she does a great job too.
Oh, Grace is fabulous.
Thank you. Yeah, Erin was my boss, but now she's my super boss.
Oh.
So she's
I didn't know
Super
that.
boss. I'll have to tell
I
her you
think it's
said
time.
that.
I think it's time to end.
Yes.
If it's any deeper. We do appreciate you. We'll put all the links
Thank
to
you
the,
so
the
much.
thing, and we got emails from Pat. She sends us a lot of stuff.
Pat's
Pat,
fabulous.
It's
Yep.
going to save everyone down there, so it's great. It's a lot of great things in April. Remember, take advantage of the Samuel's Public Library here in Front Royal. It's just a great resource
Thank
in our
you.
community.
Thank
Thanks
you
again,
so
ladies. I
much.
appreciate it.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.